Hey you guys, so let me get the right angle outside. Okay, sorry about my gum. I don't feel like spitting it out though, so just gonna have to bear with me. But I had to make a video about this whole Baltimore thing. I should have made it earlier, but there was just so much that was on my mind and I have so much to say about it. I apologize if this video is all over the place, but several ideas have come to me while I was at work today and I just didn't have time to write it down, about several different aspects of the whole everything. So first, I'd like to say that while I don't condone the riots, maybe condone is a strong word. Let me not try to keep it cute. Let me just say what I need to say. So I wouldn't be out there throwing rocks and things at the cops, but I understand why it happened. And I don't know, that's really all I have to say in terms of if I agree with the rioting and stuff like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get myself together on what I wanted to say. I don't really feel like the damage that was done is a big deal, especially when you put it in perspective to why they were why they were rioting. Granted, everyone in Baltimore who was tearing shit up probably wasn't totally affected by the death of Freddie Gray, but and there were some people just tearing shit up just to do it. But besides that, my major issue with this is I felt like if you're not there, like if you weren't in Baltimore, you really don't have an opinion about what was going on, because the media is going to show you what they want you to see. Let's say if you could get into a helicopter and fly over Baltimore while the riots were going on, I'm sure you would probably see, you might not, it's not like they try to make it sound like the whole city of Baltimore was under siege by niggas. Like, that's how they try to make it sound. I don't believe that it was like that. I feel like it was probably a couple streets, of people cutting up, and they were showing different angles of those streets, looping it. So of course it made it seem like it was going on so long and there was so much happening. But I would be willing to bet my paycheck that while I'm sure there were several areas where they were tearing stuff up, it wasn't the whole city of Baltimore. And there were plenty of peaceful protests going on, but you had to go seek that information out. Like, you had to be on Facebook and be, have people on your timeline who were not interested in continuing to, present the same thing that the media was presenting. You have to be friends on social networks with people who saw the bigger picture and who were reposting positive things as well as some of the negative things that were going on. But I saw several videos of people marching and singing and, coming together peacefully. And so it really irritates me when people try to act like the media is showing you the whole picture. I don't feel like you can make any type of opinion about it, especially a bad opinion, if you weren't there. Also, because I remember my main point was, you don't know who's starting those fires. I remember in Ferguson, there were actually cops who, not in their uniform, but They were dressed in all black, but I think they identified them by like the boots they were wearing. I don't know if they have like special kind of boots or something like that, but someone was saying that they were catching police officers attempting to incite a riot while they were peacefully protesting. And granted, those people stopped them and said, no, we're not here for that. They didn't know that they were cops or, you know, whatever. But those people were not a part of the protest, but they were attempting to incite a riot. That right there to me says that people can go into any situation trying to fan the flames. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as far as that senior citizen home that was burnt down, I don't think that was done by looters. I think actually the Baltimore Sun or maybe the Washington Post came out and said that the fire department said that it wasn't. But even before they said that, I was like, no, that wasn't done by them, because that was such a huge fire. I don't think that, for whatever reason, I just didn't think that they did that. To me, I was saying, and I know sometimes I can get on a whole like conspiracy theory thing or whatever, but the first thing I thought when I saw that fire was, I wonder what the 5 to 10 year development plan is for that community, for that area. Like, not the community, because I mean, I live very close to DC, and you can see, like, I mean, they tore down the projects that were, if you've ever been to DC and seen the stadium, or if you live here, you know what I'm talking about. They tore down those projects and built a whole stadium, and right across the street from the stadium is still the hood. So it's not like they have to tear down the whole hood just to put something nice up. I'd be interested to see the 5 to 10 year development plan for that particular area, and I'm almost positive that they burnt it down, whoever, you know, or someone could have burnt it down because, you know, of an insurance policy. Why not burn it down now? It's very easy to just say, my building, you know, I was a victim of the riots in Baltimore and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that was burnt down by, you know, by the rioters or the looters or anything like that. Second of all, I just find it really strange and off-putting that, you know, they place so much emphasis on the CVS being burned down. Like, I don't even feel like that's a big deal. First of all, they just gonna use the taxpayers' money to build it up. The same with the cop cars. Like, nobody really cares about that, but they use it as, you know, they use it as, I feel like they were using it as a way to erase the whole Freddie Gray thing. And that's the one thing I probably felt about the riots, was that it gives them an excuse to not talk about it anymore. Now they're talking about all the damage that they did and blah, 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 instead of talking about the cops and how wrong they were about whatever. And now, also, the mother that was caught, you know, beating her son, you know, hitting her son because he was out there protesting or rioting, actually. And I haven't watched any of her interviews. I don't believe in paying for cable. So I haven't seen any of her interviews, but just the picture that I saw of her with Anderson Cooper, something about it, like the way she was, I don't know, like, I just felt like she was like, you know, like, I'm on camera, like, they taking a picture, I'm famous now. Like, I don't know, Rob Perkins, if you follow him on YouTube or Facebook, he said that, he just did a video yesterday, I think, and he was saying that, you know, she was wrong for chastising him in front of the media. And while I don't think that she even thought anything about the cameras were still there. And I feel like white people are, you know, they use it. This is the thing. Okay, sorry. Like I said, this video is all over the place, but I don't believe in chastising my people in front of white people. I just don't. Like, I feel like, especially in this situation, like on Facebook, you know, I had made a status just saying, it's always crazy. You can, when things like this happen, you can really tell what people care about. People will repost about, a celebrity dying, they will repost about a natural disaster. They will repost about anything. But when it comes to a black person that is killed, it's crickets. They don't say anything. And I have to delete people like that because it's just so I can't be friends with you. Like, I cannot be friends with you on social media because I know that you, at the end of the day, what you're not saying and what you're not talking about says a whole lot about how you feel about stuff. White people will get all up in an uproar about, someone killing an animal. Like, they cannot handle that. And I don't know what it is, but they cannot handle that. But when it comes to a black life, it's like, well, what did you do? Or you should have, you should have respected the authority and you should have. No, there is no excuse ever for that unless you are presenting a clear threat. And even if you did feel like, even if you did, oh my God, there's so much I have to say. Like, this is, even if you felt like, respect authority and, don't whatever, how is it disrespecting them to run because you're scared? How is that a threat if you're running? Like, if you're running away from me, how is that, and then some people will say like, oh, well, they're intimidated. First of all, this is how I feel. If you're a cop, you can't be scared. Like, you can't be easily scared. Like, pulling out your gun as a first resort is, like, I can be scared. Like, I won't take a shower at home when my boyfriend's not home because the light in our bathroom, the circuit is short and I just haven't called the maintenance. But my point is, I can be scared like that. I'm scared that if I take a shower, the light's going to turn off because I'm scared of having to continue a shower in the dark. I feel like, somebody's going to come creeping up in here to kill me. That's really how I feel. But I'm not a cop, okay? As a cop, I feel like you should have a certain level of fear because fear keeps you safe. But if your first reaction is to grab your gun and shoot, and not once. In most of these cases, it's not one shot. There are several cases, and it's so sad because I can't even remember the names, but there are several cases where they like unload the whole clip or 3 and 4 shots. Why? Like, that to me says you're shooting to kill. That's not even you doing it because you're scared. I don't know. Anyway, the mother that was beating her son. I just feel like it was the wrong thing. I feel like as soon as she did that, just like I said, I don't chastise my black people in front of white people because I feel like it gives them permission to change the subject and say, well, see, this black girl, she said it, so I can say it. It's the truth. No, you won't ever catch me saying nothing like that. I feel like that's dirty laundry. You can feel how you want to feel about it. But I just don't feel like giving white people, I can say that. It's kind of like nigga. I can say it. As a white person, you cannot say that. Same thing with bitch. I can say bitch, like, girl, you crazy. As a dude, you just can't say. It's just certain things you just can't do. You cannot talk about my people and how we handle things because you don't have to go through it. Excuse me. But I feel like the mother chastising her son, they don't, any other time, they're going to be talking about you, white people. They're going to be calling the cops on you because you're disciplining your child. To me, I feel like, and you guys may feel like this is too deep, like this is too much, this is taking it too far, but I feel like she, in white people's minds, she was a big woman with big breasts and a bandana tied around her head chasing her man with a rolling pin. That's just how I felt. Like, that old stereotype of black women being, and what's funny is that they say we have all this attitude and black women are aggressive, and it's a bad thing until you see her, emasculating her son. When it serves for your purpose, that's when it's okay. I kind of feel like, I have mixed feelings about, Rob Perkins. He was saying, she should have applauded him for standing up for something. I don't know how much he was standing up for. If it were me, it would have depended on my child. If my child was outspoken about injustice and all this other stuff, then yeah. But if he was just a regular old hood booger just out there to be out there, then, you know, I would be like, you're not out here fighting for nothing. You're just out here fighting. Now, I get what she's saying about the fact that these cops are out here waiting. They don't even need a reason. They don't need a reason. So for you to be out here tearing shit up, I don't want to be Freddie Gray's mother. I don't want to be having your funeral. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But I don't know. This whole Mother of the Year, like, because you're beating your child. When the last time they declared anyone's mother? Have you ever heard? Case in point, the girl, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. I think it was a girl. It might have been a guy, but whoever the kid was who got accepted to all of the Ivy League schools, did they name either of their parents Mother or Father of the Year? No. The little girl who made the lemonade, she's a little black girl. She has her own lemonade company, and they sell it in like Trader Joe's and stuff like that. She's making a lot of money, and she's donating it to like research for bees or something like that. She's really into like bees, bumblebees and stuff. And so she's donating her profits to whatever foundation. So, but did they name her parents? I'm sorry, I can't stand up like this. Did they name her parents of the year? No. Who else? Have they ever named anyone's parents of the year? Black parents? No. Except when it's a black woman beating her child on television. That's who you want to name Mother of the Year? Like, and I'm sure, I would almost bet, again, that his father is not present. And I'm sure they know that too, or they at least assume it, just like I did. And the only reason why I say his father's not present is because something about the way she reacted and the way that he reacted to her was kind of, I don't know. But I just totally disagreed with that. My feelings are kind of, well, I won't say totally disagree with him. My feelings are straddling the fence because I understand if her sole reason was because she didn't want her son to be another Freddie Gray. I understand that. But I don't know. The whole Mother of the Year thing is just taking it a bit far. And what about the verdict? So, or not the verdict, I'm sorry. But, you know, now I'm sure you guys all know they did charge the 6 officers. And listening to Marilyn, what's her last name? I can't remember right now. Sorry. But listening to this, I can't think straight right now. I'm sorry. Listening to the lady's speech who came out and said that they have decided to charge the 6 officers. It sent a shiver up my spine. And I feel like they would not have done that if the people wouldn't have been acting like a fool, because they know that Baltimore is a tourist attraction. It brings in a lot of money for the city. They've had to cancel games, baseball games. That's a lot of money that they're missing out on. And I think that they know that if they hadn't brought those officers up on charges, if they hadn't at least brought them up on charges, they knew that them niggas was going to tear that shit down. Like, I'm pretty sure that they knew that. So they didn't have time to be losing out on that money, because you know them tourists are not going to be coming to Baltimore if they think The Wire is loose in 2015. Like, they're not doing it. So that, and I'm pretty sure those charges are going to stick, because if they don't, you might as well cancel Christmas. Ain't no Christmas. Seriously, like, they're going to go ham in Baltimore, and it's because they don't have shit to lose out there. That's it. Like, they don't have shit to lose out there. So I'm pretty confident that the charges are going to stick. But the attorney for the Baltimore City Police Department did come back and say that he was disappointed that they came to came to this conclusion so quickly. The officers did not do anything wrong, and I don't even know why he had the audacity to open his mouth and say anything, because are you serious? Like, I don't know. I'm not even about to get on that. That's just a whole other. But I don't know. I'm glad they at least brought them up on charges. So we'll see. I'll have to make another video once they come through with once they go to trial, whatever they're gonna do, come through with the verdict or whatever. So we will see. But this video is like 20 minutes long, so I should probably cut it here. But I had to say what I had to say. Okay. So yeah. Bye.